welcome back to White Mountains today. Mr. Christopher Bellis from Chef's Bistro right on Main Street in North Conway Village is here bringing tasty treats. Good morning, Christopher.
Good morning, Kelly. How are you today?
I'm doing great. And happy Valentine's Day weekend. I know a lot of couples are going to be out at the restaurant this weekend enjoying some really tasty fare. And what I like about what you've done with Chef's Bistro, because you're was it 3 years now?
Just a little over a year at this point.
No way.
Yeah.
It seems like such a standard here in the village now. You've just come in and you've made this beautiful place with such an eclectic menu that is, I mean, just the cutting board that you have here, full of tasty treats. We went over each of the items, and it's amazing. Yes. Like stuff I've never even heard of.
Right. Well, this is charcuterie. You know, in a lot of restaurants, you know, you can get a meat and cheese board with some spreads, and so we added that to our menu probably about 6 months ago.
It sounds like a perfect après ski
It is.
thing.
It is a great après-ski thing. We also just added espresso and cappuccino to our regular menu. So
can we just go hang out there now?
Sure.
Let's
bring the cameras over.
Prices out and we'll go eat and drink and be merry, because you guys also have a full service bar there.
We do.
Awesome.
You know, so wine, beer, and all other types of drinks, and we have drink specials as well.
Really? What kind of drink specials are your favorites?
Well, there's the Cranmore Cosmo, you know, which is a cranberry-based Cosmo.
Super tasty. I've had one in my life. I've never really had, you know, the Cosmos and the martinis and all this stuff. I'm getting into it though. I'm really enjoying them.
Wow.
Maybe too much. But anyway, you guys again have the full service bar. Let's go over this though. The charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Did I say that right? Because there's things on here that just look so delicious, and I'm not going to eat in front of people, but
we have a duck rillette, which we make on site, which is duck that's cooked in its own fat. You know, which makes it really, you know, tasty.
And what are the flavorings? Sort? Is it just duck, or is it marinated? Like
it's kind of dried and then cooked in its own fat, and so that's what the fat is the white parts that you see in there.
And you just put that on a little baguette.
And you can add some of the other spreads. You know, we have quince paste, which is kind of an apple paste.
Now that's over on this other side here. Let me grab it.
It's over there.
Sorry to ruin your display.
Yeah.
So it looks, quince is a fruit.
Yes.
But it's apple.
It's kind of like an apple
tasting
fruit. And then we also offer local honeycomb.
Yeah, this is very cool. Now, do you spread this right on the cheese, or do you go on the bread?
It's however you know, the nice thing about this is you can mix and match whatever flavors you like. You know, so you can take some cheese and some meat and add some of the spreads. You can just do some of the spreads. You know, if you have a sweet tooth like me, you basically just eat all the honeycomb first.
and you mentioned this is local honeycomb as well, which a lot of your menu items you get local when possible.
Yes.
Which is wonderful.
Our entire menu is based on a farm fresh to table concept, and we try to bring in everything that we can locally also, but we also like to use avocados and lemons and things like that, which unfortunately are not really available locally.
I'm thinking about trying to grow lemons. You can do that, I guess.
You can, you know, although it'd be challenging.
Prohibitive for a restaurant, I'm sure. All right, let's talk about some of these beautiful cheeses and meats that you have here on the board.
Yeah, so we have a Red Dragon cheddar cheese here, which is a very tasty cheese, you know, and it has a little bit of spice to it.
So is that a mustard seed? What is that?
Yeah, there's a mustard seed, and then there's other spices mixed in. We have a Humboldt Fog blue cheese.
We were talking about blue cheese because I've never really been a huge fan of blue cheese, but this one's a little more mild.
It's a bit more mild in terms of, you know, sometimes blue cheese can have a very strong flavor, and this one has a nice soft flavor. Okay. And this is a 26-month aged Gouda cheese.
This one looks beautiful.
Yeah. You know, which is very tasty. And
now let's move on to these meats here. And this one, I was like, I didn't even know what you said.
It's salami de cauco. So it has a little bit of chocolate mixed in with the salami meats and a little bit of spice.
Is it kind of like a gourmet chocolate-covered bacon?
Well, it's not chocolate-covered. The chocolate is kind of inside of it.
All right,
you know, so you have a
that.
little bit of a cocoa flavor when you eat the salami. So it's a little bit different than a traditional salami.
Wonderful.
And then this is a cured beef, or beef bresaola is what it's called. And you know, it has a really nice, strong beef flavor.
Wonderful. Yeah. And this is a meal that they can come in, or appetizer they can come in, and you guys have that whipped up quick.
And it's very quick to do. You can either choose the items you want yourself, or you can choose to order a chef's board, and the chef will make the selections of what's going to work well today. Today's is a chef selection.
So when you go in, you can say, okay, I want this and this and this on my board. Oh, that's so cool.
So if you don't want
Okay.
the blue cheese, you know,
Yeah.
if you're, you know, you can
More
say
cheddar.
Yeah, more cheddar, or you know, we have other items that are also on the menu
Oh, that's
that
so
you can add to this.
All right. So what are some of the other signature items, would you say, off them? I know all of them are good, but if you could pick a few.
Well, we're open for lunch and dinner, you know, so we have small plates, sandwiches, and entrees.
Okay.
Entrees start after 4 o'clock. So on the small plate side, one of my favorites is a roasted cauliflower dish that we do. It's pretty much cauliflower and a little bit of cheese, and it's been roasted in the oven, and it comes out really tasty and crunchy. It's almost
So
like,
it's a crispy cauliflower, and then you add a little cheese sauce on top?
nope, it's not cheese sauce. It's just sprinkled cheese that gets roasted in the oven. So the cheese,
Stomach. My stomach is literally growling.
you know.
That sounds delicious.
So that's one of my favorite small plates, but we also have an ahi tuna plate. And then we, for sandwiches, you know, one of the perennial favorites is a turkey avocado sandwich. And I
That would
think
be
you've
my
had that
favorite.
one
Yeah.
before. And we also have like a Cuban sandwich. We have a great burger. You know,
I'm coming to see you guys today. That's it. I have my plans for the day. Lunch, when does lunch, the doors open?
doors open at 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock,
And
okay.
we're open
Couple
until
hours.
10 on Fridays and Saturdays, and open till 9 every other day during the week. We don't close.
Wow.
We do take reservations as well.
Unheard of in the valley.
And our phone number is 356-4747 if you wanted to call in to make a reservation. And on the entree side for dinners, you know, one of our favorites, well, two of our favorites. We have a beef ribeye, you know, which is really delicious, served with locally sourced potatoes.
No, I've never had ribeye. What kind of cut is that? Is it like a more of a fatty cut or a lean cut, thick, thin?
Well, you know, when you talk about steaks, you want to have marbling. And so the ribeye is one of the steaks that is really known for being very marbled. And to be marbled is
flavor.
you have thin veins of fat that are going through the meat. So the ribeye traditionally, which goes along the rib, it comes out with a marbling so that as you cook that, the fat melts and kind of flavors the beef even more.
good.
It is, you know. And then for those that are maybe not
Meat
as
eaters?
meat eaters, or you know, not beef
Carnivores.
eaters, we do have a chicken piccata served with pappardelle pasta, which is really delicious.
Oh, okay. So red meat versus the white meat,
White
chicken
meat.
piccata, yeah.
And then we also have a vegetable curry for those that are totally meat-free.
Wonderful.
You know.
And what about allergies?
Well, we cater to anybody who, you know, if somebody has a gluten-free, needs gluten-free food,
Okay.
or somebody needs dairy-free food, you know, and vegetarian and vegan options
Great.
as well.
Well, Christopher, always a pleasure to see you. And
it's great to
again,
see you.
lunch and dinner, you can find them right on Main Street in North Conway. You guys online?
We are chefsbistronh.com.
All right, wonderful. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Kelly.
All right, folks, we have more Watch and Win and weather coming your way. Don't go away.
Inspired, creative, delicious. It's what people are saying about Chef's Bistro in North Conway Village. Enjoy food that is prepared fresh from local ingredients. Seafood from the coast of Maine, beef and produce from nearby farms, vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options, homemade desserts. All expertly crafted by seasoned chefs and presented in a casual bistro atmosphere. It's perfect for enjoying with family, friends, or an intimate night out. The only challenge is deciding what to order.